Well, after almost 2 months, I return. Sorry for the sudden death. I'm currently trying to escape a bad work environment. I've been doing these crazy long weeks for almost 2 months, and then when I do have a day off, I just don't really feel the motivation to do anything. So that's kind of why there's been a lack of content. And now, out of nowhere, it's being cut down to like 13 hours a week, and I don't get it. I mean, I did want a break, but this is a bit excessive. Going from like 40-hour weeks to 13-hour weeks is a bit of a drop. But yeah, I've been trying to think of video topics for a while. It's been a bit hard, and I thought, let's do a bit of a nothing topic and talk about cartoons I never watched. Most of them I have seen a bit of, but like I never watched them religiously or anything, so the title is a bit of a lie with the never part. But you know, if they have an ongoing story or something, it makes it hard to check in week by week if you haven't been watching properly. So it's not completely wrong. And this list is entirely my preference. It doesn't even really come down to opinion, because at the end of the day, it's not something I'm calling bad. It's just I am really bad at dedicating to watching something. I prefer to watch things week by week when they release. When I'm trying to watch something that's already out, I watch like 2 episodes and then forget about it for 2 months, and then I have to start again. Anyway, yeah, I know one of my picks is really gonna get under people's skin, so it's probably time we start this. This isn't the pick that I know people are gonna hate, but at the same time I feel like it's gonna have the same effect, just to a lesser degree. It's a relatively new show, so I don't know if it even counts as something I never watched, but it's Smiling Friends. The annoying part is, I do want to watch it, it's just not available on any streaming services where I live. The only place you can really get it is on Apple TV, and then you have to pay for it. It's like $20 a season. Looking at it for this video, I've realised there is now a bundle where you can get both seasons for like $25, which could be a little more worth it. I'd just prefer if I could watch it on a streaming service, so that if it does somehow turn out that I don't like it, I'm not dedicated to having to own this. I mean, I've seen a bunch of clips online and I think it looks really good, but at the same time, I don't want to dedicate to buying something that it could turn out that I don't like. I mean, the show has garnered a really good reputation. I probably should just bite the bullet and buy it, but at the same time, I don't know if it's worth it. Especially since with most digital media nowadays, you're just paying for the license to be able to use it. That can be revoked at any time. I mean, even with Smiling Friends, it was on Amazon and Apple. Both were for purchase, none of them were just a streaming service. But then one day, boom, Amazon got rid of it. This was around the time season 2 started coming out, so I'm guessing contracts changed or something. But I think that means anyone who bought it on Amazon loses that season. Do they get a refund? I don't know. Because I was tossing up whether or not to buy it when it started coming out, and I probably would have got it through Apple, but imagine if I got it through Amazon. I could have lost my money. I don't think Apple is the kind of company to take down shows, especially when you're buying them, but at the same time, I really don't want to risk it. But yeah, please try to support physical movies and shows where you can. I would say games as well, but at this point you're just buying a physical download rather than the game itself. But yeah, at this point I haven't watched Smiling Friends because I don't have good access to it without spending money that could make me lose it. Next up is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I remember checking into episodes when I was little, but I barely remember what happened. I have been wanting to watch it, but it seems like a bit of a long show, and the streaming service that has it here is a little bit crappy with how it's got it set up. Apparently the final stretch of episodes are a little bit out of order, so you gotta choose which episode you want to watch instead of letting them lead into each other. And apparently some episodes are just full-blown missing, but people are saying that could be that they're grouped together because some of these episodes are technically meant to be movies or two-parters, so they could be together. Unfortunately, it doesn't provide timestamps or how long the episode is unless you actually click on the episode to watch it, so you can't really find out until you click on it. And you know, clicking on it could risk spoilers because sometimes it just says 00 for the time until the episode starts. I did end up looking at Apple TV to see if I could just buy the show through there because I was pretty interested, but it's $20 a season and there's no bundle. I'm probably eventually going to give in and just watch it through the app that might have problems. At the end, I just have to hope there's no missing episodes, because you can work around out of order episodes, it's just not ideal. But for now, not on my radar, because I'd prefer to watch something that I can just watch with no work. I'll pair these two together since I've had similar experiences with the two, and I doubt you guys want to hear the same paragraph twice in a row. It's Danny Phantom and Invader Zim, two shows I also used to check on in when I was little. I loved what I saw, but I often missed long stretches of episodes, and I never got DVDs because I had other shows on my mind like SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents, because I was a basic kid. The only time I'd get to choose to watch episodes was when I went to visit my cousin because she had DVDs of both, but she preferred to put on what she wanted. I've been watching a lot of clips lately, definitely want to give the shows another shot. Think I've got a better chance with Invader Zim because it's a lot shorter. And it ends with a movie. I don't know why, but for some reason my brain can justify sitting down for an hour or two to watch a movie rather than sitting down for an hour or two to watch a few episodes. Also, I've heard Danny Phantom doesn't end that good. I don't want to sit down to watch a show only to know it's going to end bad, especially when it's a bit longer. Like, not that much longer, but you know what I mean. I feel a bit hypocritical though, because all my feeds are filled with Danny Phantom art, and I like it because it looks cool, which just leads to more, and then I'm like, I didn't even watch this show properly. Now, here's the ultimate kicker of shows I didn't watch. I don't even really have an excuse for this one, it just never really drew me in. Anyway, it's Gravity Falls. Weirdly, I do read lots of fan comics, look at lots of fan art, watch heaps of videos on the show, but the show itself, it never really spoke to me. I don't know how to say it. I watched a few episodes here and there. I liked what I saw, but it never really screamed, come back, watch more. And if it was on TV, it'd play in the background, I'd kind of be paying attention, but I don't know. I liked it, but I couldn't get into it. It's just never really been a high priority. It's in the back of my mind saying, you'll get around to watching me eventually. I've heard how great the show is. I've watched so many clips. I've even watched clips of later stuff to try and get myself to like it. But I assume because I don't have an appreciation for the earlier stuff because I haven't seen it, the new stuff still doesn't draw me in. I say new stuff like the show isn't 10 years old. Speaking of new stuff, I am still kind of obsessed. I've been watching heaps of breakdowns for the Book of Bill. I just need to bite the bullet and start watching shows. I mean, I watched The Owl House and Amphibia because, they were airing week by week, so it was easier because I'd have time to think. And it wasn't just, I have to dedicate so much time, so many weeks. It's like 20 minutes a week, which I can try to just watch a show at my own pace, but as I said earlier, I just forget about them. And everyone says if you've watched Amphibia and Owl House, you probably watched Gravity Falls, but I didn't. I am the exception. Anyway, this is probably the end of me. I'm gonna pack my things before I get murdered. So yeah, those are the popular cartoons I've never watched. There's probably more, those were just the ones I could think of off the top of my head. And never is such a broad range because other than Smiling Friends, I have watched episodes of all of them. I either just run into roadblocks that prevent me from watching the shows, or I'm just lazy. But I do have interest in all these shows, I just need to be able to watch them. I mean, one would argue being cut down to 13 hours a week, I would have all the time in the world, but I'm on a job hunt because I want to get out of this environment. I just knew I had to set aside some time to make a video because I have been missing. It was so hard even just to think of a video topic. I ended up coming up with this topic where I barely even have a point. It's just really an opinion, not even really an opinion. It is just something I've done or haven't done. I don't really know if anyone cares that I've said nothing. I guess I did kind of go on a rant with the physical media thing. I guess that was saying something. Could be a whole video in its own right, but it is also a popular point, so I wouldn't really be saying much new than other people, so at the end of the day, would that even be worth it? Anyway, I will see you all eventually, hopefully not in another month and a half.